sorry. Hi stars, welcome back to the channel, and for today it's gonna be a pretty simple little question video. And so I have some questions that I wrote down and I am going to answer them. This video is basically just a reflection of like my middle school years, and if you are going into middle school, here's some advice I would give. Every school is different, but this is just from my experience. Let's get into it. Someone asked me on Instagram, what is something you wish you did differently? I think something I wish I did differently was, I would say like keep up with my work, but in a way of like it's organized, not just like doing all the work at once. You know what I mean? Like doing all the work at once puts so much burnout on a person. Like I have been through that multiple times and it was not great, and I wish I had done that differently. Because I also, something I would do differently is watch your timelines, because I always do things like right as soon as it like breathes, as my friends know, and that is a very bad habit of me, because I mean it's a good thing to get stuff done, but it's a bad thing like the stress and how tired I can get from it. Who motivated or inspired you to keep powering through and keep going? Definitely my teachers, because every day, I mean, I even included them in my excellence speech for the end of the year. How teachers push you to be a better person. And maybe like in a sense that not all teachers feel that way, but from my experience, I have had teachers that like I wasn't willing to put up with at first, but in the end, I'm not gonna lie with you, they actually are just looking out for you. And I know some teachers can control how they teach to certain people, because some people can't learn the material, but I think I'm very flexible when it comes to people's teaching styles, because my math teacher taught so much differently than my other teachers, but I still understood what he was coming from and I didn't judge him for that. So I think everyone needs to have empathy when it comes to learning in a classroom and learning with different people. Did I make any new friends this year? I did make a lot of friends this year. Mostly, I would believe in choir and PE, just because they had like the most people. History, I made a lot of friends too, because I wasn't in core last year, so joining core this year made me become friends with people who were in core last year. Math, I made some friends, but they were just people I knew from previous year, so I didn't really have that many new people. What did you learn from them? I learned to open up more, not be as cautious, and I think like I became so cautious to the point that like I'm not gonna speak to anyone, I'm not gonna tell anyone anything, but definitely open up. Like, don't open up to a point where you share every little bit of yourself, just like to have a nice mutual conversation. What subject did I find most challenging? In the beginning of the year, I probably would have said core, but definitely math. I have never been in an honors math classroom, and so joining the class I was very intimidated, but I kept up really good grades. It's just that math to me, I think math to everyone at this point is not like their best subject, but if you are willing to learn the material, I think you could survive. Like, especially my teacher, it was kind of confusing at first, but if you literally ask your teacher questions, 100% they will try to explain it the way they can. How did you overcome these challenges? I overcame the challenges by like studying. I know people don't usually like studying, and I'm just a nerd, but I take notes like on units or like things that I know that I should remember, because my brain works differently than other people and my teacher. So I think taking notes is definitely an A+ student type vibe, because I'm telling you, when you take notes for yourself, you will understand the material way better than just like learning it from scratch and nothing else, bombing the test, you know what I mean? What are you most proud of accomplishing this year? I think I'm definitely most proud of being my choir's president, but I'm also very proud of the fact that we had an undefeated season for the very first season of Walker Legacy, Walker Choir in general. Like, Walker Choir has never competed, and luckily Miss Morales was able to push us forward and make us allowed to go to competitions, and we went to 4, but one of them we hosted, so 3 of them, we all won all 3 of them. We won best performance, best musicianship, and then showmanship, like first place for everything. We took all those trophies home, and I am very grateful. The other groups, I'm not gonna lie, they should have probably beat us because this was our first time, and I think it was like a first time for everything. So we kind of just went there and was like, let's do it, let's go, do as much as you can. And if you make a mistake, just keep going. Like, I'm not joking, I probably have made multiple mistakes on stage and no one catches me, but I've made multiple mistakes. What was the biggest lesson you learned this year? I think the biggest lesson I've learned this year, I would say the people who you surround yourself with will reflect on you. I surround myself with many different types of people, with many different personalities and everything. So I think like trying to surround yourself with people that actually are looking for your well-being. And I'm proud to say that I've surrounded myself with amazing people. I have lost a lot of friends, I would say, but in the end, like, life goes on, you know what I mean? BTS. Plug BTS. But yeah, life definitely goes on. You can reflect all you want, like, that is beautiful. You are thinking back to the past and thinking about how you are going to improve yourself in the present. I'm not gonna say that's bad, but if you always hold on to this burden or all that anger inside of you, you will crush yourself. So I'm just gonna say that. What was the funniest, most memorable moment from this school year? I think it was mainly just like maybe my core class, because okay, the funniest moments were in my core class because we are like very scholarly students, right? Like, we get our work done, we get a lot of assignments, and we give back to our community. But the funniest thing is, there were always these guys in my class just like dancing, yelling, screaming, and my history teacher never said anything to like lecture them, discipline them. But the funniest thing is, like, he would just randomly go up and be like, wait, one of the guys would just randomly be like what? The most memorable, I would say, like, maybe just like walking every day to each class. I think that was the most memorable to me because I would just say hi to each of my friends. I love my classes. Like, I genuinely love my classes. So whenever I got to walk like the path I walked every single day, I would meet up with one of my friends, like, just to enjoy the ride and walk to class with each other and have normal conversation. Like, I love that. I love having mutual conversations with people. It's like to better understand one another and to create a bond with one another. That is beautiful. Okay. Who was the teacher who pushed you the hardest? I'm not gonna lie, I think the teacher who pushed me the hardest was my English teacher. She definitely like pushed me the most because of the fact that in my previous English classes it was more like repeating stuff, and for this core class, like, it was like you get an assignment, you do your best work, you move on, you persevere, you add that, you apply all you have learned into your state testing, and you apply all of that you've learned into your last assignments of the school year. Like, that was what I felt, and I genuinely think it's a really good teaching style because you get your students to work. There was a lot of assignments, don't get me wrong, but they were all needed for something, to like grow your education, grow your knowledge about a certain thing, about vocabulary, bro. Vocabulary, I learned 100 SAT words. And I'm probably not gonna use all of them, but I'm not gonna lie, I still have the fan. It's like, I think I'm gonna use them because I definitely want to expand my vocabulary, and my vocabulary is pretty decent, like in the middle. Like, I can understand words, but I can't apply them to my own writing, and I do want to apply them to my own writing, so thank you. Love you. I think overall she pushed me as a person just because I had a bunch of easy classes last year and I kind of just got let off like that, but I know I want to challenge myself more and I know I can do more. So, thank you. What was your easiest class? The easiest class was science just because it was my only standard class and I know I should have taken honors, and I do not know why I didn't take honors because I am very much capable of taking all honors. But yeah, I think it was just the easiest class just because it was my only standard class. That was the only thing. Any tips about being a leader for choir? Any tips? I would say be very patient. because junior high students are very annoying. Let's just say this: be patient, be persistent. Like, definitely be persistent with your work. Like, keep on going. No one can stop you. Just keep on going. Like, you have to keep on going for yourself in order to bring the group together. You know what I mean? And no arguing. Like, don't argue. It's not worth it, because everyone gets angry. And just don't make a big deal about everything. Just lead people towards the right path and lead them to a path where they will want to continue choir. Tips for Serena, because she's the next Walker Legacy president. She's literally my twin gnome, I'm not joking. Like, I'm so proud of her, because she was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get presidency. And I'm like, we'll see, because you're literally a version of me. So, getting to the final questions. Okay. What was your favorite competition for Legacy? My favorite competition for Legacy was probably Los Alamitos High School. Or Los Al. I did like that one the most because I felt the most confident by that one. Like, that one was like the best. I wouldn't say the best take, but like, to me it was the best take, because everyone did their roles perfectly, and they had like a very nice camera footage, and it said like Walker Legacy, like the little fancy thing at the bottom. Like, I was like, whoa, this is like beautiful, professional. Whoever worked on it, props to you. Any advice you would give your 7th or 8th grade self? Okay, I would definitely say don't stress yourself out and cut you some slack, because middle school will pass by you, and either way you will pass, and it's basically just like a place where people get very vulnerable, but you make the greatest friendships and you figure out who you want to surround yourself with. Like, my auntie, props to you, she gave me a lot of advice going into middle school, out of middle school, and like during middle school. So she said to me the very beginning was like, middle school is where you find out who you truly are and who you surround yourself with. And it's definitely the truth, because if my 6th grade or 7th grade self looked at me now, I don't think they would see the same person they thought, you know? However, I would just say you can slow down, you can breathe, you can feel things. Because I think I restrained myself like a lot to stuff that I felt like was hurting me in general. What is something I improved on in 7th and 8th grade? Definitely, I would say my voice. My singing voice is not to its full potential now, I'm saying, but like, it's definitely gotten better, because my voice control was horrible. But at least she was trying, you know what I mean? Like, look on the bright side, at least she was trying. I think my communication skills, maybe like presenting in front of a class, but I love presenting, so I think that's just the thing. What am I looking forward to in this new chapter, aka high school? So I'm looking forward to gaining new friendships. Like, I know I'm gonna create a lot of new friends. I'm definitely excited for the friendships, the memories, and just maturing as a person, because when you look at a freshman and then you look at your senior self, it's always so different. And the last question is my favorite thing about 8th grade. My favorite thing about 8th grade is just seeing how you matured from your 7th grade self. I would definitely say my favorite thing is just seeing like old pictures of myself and like think, damn, she had so much insecurity about her, but she still powered through that. And it reminds me that God has a plan for me and has done so many things for me in order to succeed. So yeah, this concludes the video. So I am very proud of each and one of you, and I hope you continue to succeed in life. And I hope you know, whoever's in middle school, I hope you know that enjoy your 2 years. Just enjoy it, because high school, your work is going to be like 10 times worse. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and follow my socials in my bio. Thank you, stars. Bye.